Hey guys, this is Brad Linder with Get You in Shape, and as the theme of this month, we wanted to continue on with goals, and just wanted to share with you. This is going to be a good video. It kind of explains what me and Cynthia have done with our goals, and we've been using this "How to Live Your Best Year Ever" book. For us, we actually we booked a trip and we actually sat down and did a year in review and at the end of the day we never do this. A lot of people don't do this, and the first thing before you talk about having a best year ever and setting goals and stuff, you want to kind of look back at what you have done. And so it was really good for us, a good exercise, to go back, review what we did last year, what we got accomplished, what we didn't get accomplished, what we want moving forward. And then we're using this a book by Darren Hardy. The book is Your Best Year Ever. He's a best-selling author, and just it's been really good for us because it's all laid out for you. He's as you can see, the compound effect there, and then designing your best year ever. He's also the publisher of Success Magazine, so it's kind of one of those things we didn't want to recreate the wheel. It's already laid out step by steps, and so that's kind of what we're using for mapping out 2015 and our goals and getting started. So I want to kind of start with this. Back in during World War II, enemies torpedoed a Navy cruise carrier. They're carrying more than 1,100 crew members. As the ship sank into frigid water, the crew floundered in the seas for 5 days. They were starving, drowning, and being attacked by sharks. The ocean current pulled 9 of the guys away, splintering off from the rest of the ranks. Seeing these men were beginning to lose their will, a young officer started asking them about their families and the lives back home. He asked them to describe what they were going to do when they got back. He asked them what they wanted to accomplish and what difference they wanted to make. He had them envision how scared their spouses and children were, how their parents must feel not knowing if they were alive. He asked them to fight to stay alive, not just for themselves, but for their loved ones back home. Finally, a plane spotted the men in the water. 2/3 of the 1,100 crew members perished. However, all 9, inspired by that young officer, lived. The story helps illustrate the importance of vision. The Bible explains where there is no vision, the people will perish. What is the vision for your life? It needs to be bigger than yourself. What are you willing to fight for? Who are you willing to fight for, or rather live for? The next story I kind of like, because once upon a time, this is kind of story of a chicken. Once upon a time, while walking through the forest, a certain man found a young eagle. He took it home and put it in his barnyard, where it soon learned to eat chicken feed and behave as chickens behave. One day, a naturalist who was passing by inquired of the owner why it was that an eagle, the king of all birds, should be confined to live in the barnyards with the chicken. The owner said, "Since I have given it chicken feed and trained it as a chicken, it has never learned to fly. It has the heart of an eagle and can surely be taught to fly," said the naturalist. After talking it over, the 2 men agreed to find out whether it was possible. Gently, the naturalist took the eagle into his arms and said, "You belong in the sky and not on the earth. Stretch forth your wings and fly." The eagle, however, was confused. He did not know who he was, and seeing the chickens eating their feed, he jumped down to be with them again. Undismayed, the naturalist took the eagle on the following day up on the roof to the house and urged him again. "You are an eagle, stretch forth your wings and fly." But the eagle was afraid of his unknown self and world and jumped down once more for the chicken feed. On the 3rd day, the naturalist rose early and took the eagle out of the barnyard to a high mountain. There, he held the king of birds high above him and encouraged him again, saying, "You are an eagle. You belong in the sky as well as the earth. Stretch forth your wings and now fly." The eagle looked around toward the barnyards and up in the sky. Still, he did not fly. When the naturalist lifted him straight toward the sun, and it happened that the eagle began to tremble, and slowly he stretched his wings. At last, the trumpet cry. He soared away into the heavens. It may be that the eagle still remembers the chicken with nostalgia. It may even be that he occasionally revisits the barnyard, but as far as anyone knows, he never returned to lead the life of a chicken. He was an eagle, even though he had been kept tame as a chicken. Just like the eagle, people have learned to think of themselves sometimes as they aren't. Can can so just as the eagle, people have learned to think of themselves as something they aren't. Can redecide in favor of the real potential. They can become winners. So it's just another good example. No matter what your past has been, you have a spotless future. So two common traits of a superachievers: an unyielding commitment to constant learning, and clearly written goals that have specific plans laid out to them. So these are two things that that I've certainly tried to do, but we've really focused on this year, 2015, to write down our goals and have them in place. So the why is more important than the how. This is an example. Someone told me that they were going to give me $10 to move or walk over this 30-foot plank that's in between two buildings that are 35 stories, 100 stories, however many stories up in the air. I would certainly not do it. But if someone told me that my son was on the other side and being attacked, I would run as fast as I could. So that's kind of the example of the why. I certainly wouldn't do it for $10, but I certainly would do it if I knew something on the other side, my son, was being in harm's way. I would walk over that 30-foot plank. Step 2, year in review. History will repeat itself. You know, diets, relationships, everything, if you continue doing it. Why most goal setting fails? You have a wish list and cross your fingers. Clear as mud. It's all talk. You just want to lose weight, or you just want to do this or want to do that. You just talk about doing it and actually don't start doing it. Houston, we have a problem. And then lack of reinforcements. Those who cannot learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So we got to learn and move forward. The other one is the step 3 is the foundation of abundance. So be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you never, ever will have enough. That's from Oprah Winfrey. And then prevent this fatal mistake. Gratitude is the attitude that changes everything. So really, step 3 is being thankful for everything that you have and have been given. And then Thomas Jefferson says, nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. So it's certainly all about the gratitude and attitude and mental attitude. Step 4 is your balance sheet. So for us, this book has allowed us to figure out what areas in our life that we need to balance. It goes over, the spiritual, it goes over physical, it goes over financial, it goes over business. So all areas, and you can see the little picture on the left. That's kind of it helps you figure out where you're at based on the tests that do it. So kind of exercising and life assessment. It says the wheel of life. It was really good for me and Cynthia to do. But here's a 10-point checklist for goal setting. Don't think about it. You have to write it. Suspend reality. So the reality is that maybe I'm not in good shape, but the reality is I can be. So suspend the reality. Go big. So big goals. Speak in the positive. State in the I am. Be sure you are your goals. So don't make it someone else, or they are your goals. Don't make it someone else's goals. Make sure your goals align with your values. Don't be afraid to fight for your goals. Abandon limiting beliefs. That goes back to the chickens. You are an eagle. And then fear not. Don't fear. And then don't set your goals too low. If you don't need much, you won't become much. So that's Jim Rome. Step 5 is grand design. You want to put some things down. You want to be specific. They want measurable. You can go back to the last week's blog about, or the month, the 2015 goal setting, and watch that. But that's kind of how you would go about setting your goals. And then you want to check for balance within your will of life. So all those things that you want to balance, whether it be spiritual, financial, family, friends, business, health, all those, you kind of want a balance in all those. And so things that you aren't certainly balanced in, you want to focus on putting some goals in those areas. All right, step 6, the magic factor to achieving your goals, the U factor. The key is to raise your set point, or self-esteem, self-worth, mindset, attitude, philosophy, and character. When those get raised, everything in your life will be raised with them. We're doing a Biggest Winner team challenge, and it's just been so good seeing everybody's positive attitude and can-do attitude and their self-worth and esteem. All this, what you see here, is happening because not only are they doing it, but they're getting the support from their friends and people on their team. All right, Les Brown says, to achieve something you have never achieved before, you must become someone you have never been. It's a great quote. You want to focus on being something that you've never been. Step 7, your plan of action. So you want to calculate your timeline. You want to map your route. Who else is going with you? So what are some other people? Who do you need? What's some, for instance, if your goal is to get better in finances, you need to hire a financial planner that knows more about you. And then what research do you need, and what resources do you need? So, and what training do you need? So whatever goals you have, you're going to need, on each of the goals, you need some sort of this right here to go, okay, if I want to become more healthier, I need to, research how to do that. I need to maybe hire or get involved with a fitness program that can help me with my goals. There are 18,333 potential combinations to open up a 3-number lock. All that means is there are a number of action plans that you can make in order to reach your goals, but you have to have a plan of action. So last but not least, take action, take action. So you're going to go confident in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. So hopefully this was good. The big thing on a few is the mental capacity. You have to have these positive attitudes right here. Raise your set point, your self-worth, your self-esteem, your mindset, attitude, philosophy, and character. When all those get raised, everything in your life will be raised with them. So focus on you and growing you, and everything else will grow as well. So thank you, and hopefully this was it was beneficial to you.